Fear of success is a real thing. Stay tuned. We're going to give you the top 5 signs that you might actually have a fear of success. I was shocked myself. Believe it or not, I even had a few.
I'm a hustler, homie. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. I'm a hustler.
Back in 2010, I helped a woman close her first deal. She was actually the wife of a very successful doctor. She was also a Russian immigrant, and I pulled her up on stage to present her with a check in front of about 50 people. The reaction that I got was really not something that I expected. It was, she teared up, and I thought she was going to be incredibly happy until she started speaking. She went, "All my life I have complained that this doesn't work, and I could not get a real estate deal done, and I just didn't believe it, and now that I've actually got this closed and get this check, I have nothing to complain about." And this is f***ing real. Like, this happens. People are set in their ways, and they're almost happy to have something to continuously complain about, and once they accomplish that goal, and I mean, this happened to me with bodybuilding too. It was like I always wanted to go ahead and start a business and make a lot of money, and like, I worked for 7 years just to get on stage, and once I did, I had a little panic attack. It's like, I got that. Now, where do I go from there? I'm going to give you the top 5 signs that you might have a fear of success, and these are not going to be what you think, but we've gotten them off several psychological websites, and there is some stuff to deal with. If I can think of a good way to help you get over it or around it, I will, and some of these things, sadly, you're just going to have to accept and embrace because they're real. So the number one reason that you might have a fear of success, you're worried about leaving people behind and what's going to happen to them if you grow. Now, listen, you can have friends that are not at the same successful level as you. You just have to be careful what kind of advice you take from them. You don't want to take financial advice from somebody who's an absolute train wreck, works at Starbucks, and has no clue what they're doing. You are gonna leave people behind. I remember one of my early mentors, this guy Robert Sheeman, who's actually a New York Times best-selling author. I sat down one night and I was having dinner with him, and I asked him, why does nobody ever write a book about the people that get left behind on your way? And I mean, his answer was brilliant, because who the would read it? Nobody cares. You're gonna have to accept that at least at a certain level, you're gonna have to cut some ties, and people aren't going to accept what it is that you're doing. Your circle of friends, at least your inner circle that you open up and bare your soul to, it's going to shrink in the beginning when you're starting your business, and it's going to take a while for it to expand. I mean, I don't think most of my family actually knew what the hell I was doing for a living until 3, 4, 5 years later when I threw like a massive Christmas party and they all came. So you're going to leave people behind. You're just going to have to accept it. It's going to hurt. There's always pain with growth, and you're about to experience a lot of it, so get ready. Number 2, you're going to be worried about increased responsibility, and you're going to have increased responsibility. If you're a one-man show, you're going to have more responsibility working for yourself than you did at your job initially, especially when you don't really know what the hell you're doing. You're going to try everything, and after you've done that, you're going to whittle it down to what actually works for you and produces results. And then you're going to hit a point where you're going to start hiring people, and you're going to have more tax responsibility, more bills. You're going to have to make payroll, and it's going to get a little crazy. Eventually, you're going to have a shift in your thinking to where, and I remember having it myself, having like a panic attack where I hired my first 3 people, which turned into my first 5 really quick, and it was like, oh my God, I got to take care of all these people, where the reality is you're the visionary and the leader. All these people need to take care of you. And that's really the shift in thinking that helped me get past it. The third reason and the third sign that you might have fear of success is you're worried that others will treat you differently. Let me assure you, they will. Life will change, okay? This is part of the reason why I'm not a big fan of wearing my $3,000, $4,000 suits that I have in a closet, and I'm not a big fan of driving a flashy car and everything else. And I mean, honestly, before all this social media where I would actually go out and speak directly to my network, it got really hard to go out in public for a while, and you'd go to the mall and you'd get recognized, and You do get treated a little differently. A lot of people will ask you for free money, and you really just have to learn to say no, or even ask them a question like, wow, you can't pay your bills. That's something. What are you going to do about it? Look, even to this day, there's a number of situations where people will ask me to borrow $100, $1,000, whatever, and sometimes I'll just give it to them, knowing they won't pay me back, so that I don't have to talk to them anymore. It's kind of like a lesson from A Bronx Tale. Hey, it's $20. He's out of your life.
Look at it this way. It costs you $20 to get rid of him. Right? He's never going to bother you again.
You got off easy. Number 4, you don't like the idea of trolls coming after you. Well, people are going to treat you differently, and the more you have, and the more people that know about it, the more people are going to come after you. Now, later on in the game, you're going to learn to shelter assets, and I mean, ultimately, you want to build your empire to the point of where you don't even own everything. You just want to control it, because you're going to have to die one day and pass this on. I'm sorry, life's not permanent. People are going to come after you. There was a point in time in my life in the late 2000s, before 2010, I always wanted to be a millionaire before I turned 30. Now I don't really give a what my net worth is or what I own. It's all about what I control. I remember being so proud that I had my first $1 million year. It was like 1.1, and I did a presentation, and I showed all the checks and all the closings, and you know, I mean, it was really like a milestone for me. It was like, this is it. I hit that 7-figure mark, and all that happened in the weeks and months after is, I mean, I just got slammed with like request letters and demand letters and lawsuits from people that I didn't even remember, who claimed that somewhere, somehow along the line, I looked at them funny. Well, you. I'm broke on paper now. All right? It's gonna happen. You're gonna have to learn to protect yourself. Get yourself to a point that you are gonna get hurt, and you have a lot of trolls. A friend of mine, Larry Steinhaus, who actually pushed me a little bit to build this YouTube channel. Thanks a lot, Larry, for the challenge. Actually told me he's got a goal that he wants to have 1,000 haters. And I mean, when you think of somebody like Donald Trump, the President of the United States, think of his net worth and all the people that hate him. It's a good goal to have. And I mean, people are not going to feel indifferent about you when you push it to that level of success. They're either going to love you or they're going to hate you, but they're not allowed to feel nothing. So you're going to get treated differently, and yeah, you're going to have trolls, you're going to have gold diggers, you're even going to push it to the level of where you're going to have groupies, and it's going to get a little bit weird the first time a girl approaches you and just says, can I suck your out of the blue, and like doesn't even kiss you. This happens. These are all signs of success. Just enjoy them, and for the love of God, please wear a condom. Lastly, and this is probably the biggest sign that you have a fear of success, you're going to be worried that life is going to get more complicated. And let me reassure you, life is going to get a lot more complicated. A lot of times, the difference between those who make it and those who don't is just their ability to compartmentalize and deal with stress and do more and more with less and less and make more decisions with less information. And before you know it, you're going to start making the right ones. Life is definitely going to get a lot more complicated. Even the simple things in life, like romantic relationships, you're gonna sadly start questioning, like, I love this girl, but does she really love me? Or does she love what I represent and the idea of me? These are some tough mental barriers to break down. I've seen a lot of friends actually go through it, but if this is a path that you want, and you've chosen, all this and a lot more comes with it. It's not an easy road. However, when is the last time you spent a month in Brazil? Exactly. All right. I hope you've really enjoyed this. I hope it's helped you. Yes, life is going to get more complicated. My name's Chuck Kohout. Always be closing. Smash the subscribe button. Like this video. Share it all over the internet. Look forward to meeting you soon in person, doing business with you. Bye for now.